number line, let's assume that's 1. That's the square root of 1. And let's assume that that's 2. That's the square root of 4. And let's assume that that's, get the right spacing, that's 3. That's the square root of 9. Okay.
Yeah.
The square root of 5 is like right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the square root of like 8 is right there. But we don't have a nice number for it.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
My teacher was telling me today, like, we are not doing anything with decimals at all.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
you don't like that because you like nice numbers, and these are not nice the way
Yeah.
you see them right now. They're not friendly. Okay. So we're gonna try to get you more comfortable with this. You know, square root of 2, square root of 3. Most of them are not nice. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's jump into what I should have given you an example is let's look at how to reduce the square root of 12.
Okay.
Okay, so the first step is to build what's called a factor ladder or a factor tree. Did you hear about either of those in class today?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Which one, the ladder or the tree or
Ladder.
both? Okay, so the ladder. So you take the number 12, and you have to kind of off to the side here know the prime numbers or a few of them. Okay, first prime number is 2, then 3, then 5, then 7, and so on. You start with 2. Is 12 divisible by 2?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a 6. 12 divided by 2 gives you 6.
Yeah.
And then you try the number again. This is the factor ladder. You're like, all right, well, maybe 2 works again. It does. Leaves you with 3. But 2 does not work because 3 is divisible only by 3. And now you have your factor ladder. Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's what you're looking for. You're looking for pairs. Okay. Do you see how there are 2 2s?
Yeah.
So we're going to bring one out. This direction means out. But there's only one 3, so that's going to stay in. Okay, so
Okay.
your answer has something on the outside, square root something on the inside. So for the pairs, you bring one of them out. Like they pair up, team up, but you only bring one of them out. So the answer here is there's 2 on the outside, and what's left on the inside is
Is the inside one always the last number?
not always.
Okay. Well, how do you look for the inside one then?
So anything that's not a pair goes on the inside. It's a good
Okay.
question. It's a good question to ask because, like, how do I know it comes out? How do I know it stays in?
Yeah.
All right, you ready for another example?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at reduce. I would just say reduce or simplify the square root of 18. Okay, so you start by building a factor ladder, and you always start with 2. 2 is the only prime number that's even. Start with 2. Does 18 divisible by 2?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that become?
Uh,
What's 18 divided by 2?
oh my gosh, 6 or
Right.
9. Sorry. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
If you need a calculator, please grab one
No.
for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the reason 2 went into 18 is it's even. It ends in an even number. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. They're all even. Okay. 9 is not even. 9 is odd. So does 2 go into 9?
No.
But 3 does.
Yeah.
How many times does 3 go into 9?
3 times.
3 times. You try it again and it works. Okay. Now you just asked me, you said, hey, Matthew, is it always the last number? No. The answer is no.
So
Because
then 2 would be outside.
3 comes outside because it's a pair. 2 stays inside because
Yeah,
it's
2 is inside. Sorry, not
so
outside.
3 square root 2 like that.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Let me try one on my own.
All right. Try this one, please.
Okay.
If you have questions, please ask.
Gotcha. I got 2 and 3.
So let me just show the factor ladder here. 12,
Yeah.
and then 2 again, 6, 2 again, 3. How
Yeah.
many, do you see that there's a pair of 2s?
Yeah.
So one of those comes out. But it's
Oh,
like
so it only is 2 that go out?
only the 1, 2. It like this, think of this 2 here as like that sock that you don't have
Oh, I
a
bundled
match.
up all 3 of the 2s.
Yeah,
and
but it's
then-
pairs.
Okay.
They're, they've got a, like a left sock and a right sock. Hopefully you've only got pairs of 2s. And then the other numbers, they stay in the inside.
Okay.
So a 2 comes out, but on the inside, because they don't match, they both stay inside the root.
Yeah. Okay, so you do 2.3.
Well, 2 times 3, 2 square root 6.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
have to multiply the number on the inside.
Okay, let me just do this.
Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, let's try another one here.
Okay.
Before I do that though, do you know the divisibility rule for 3?
I probably I'm kind of confused on it. What do you mean?
Okay, so I'll just pick a large number. 123 is divisible by 3. And here's why. You add up the digits. 1 plus 2 plus 3. What do they add up to?
Wait, what? 1 plus 2 plus 3?
Yes, what do they add? What do those add up to?
6.
6. Is 6 divisible by 3?
Yeah.
Yes. So if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then so is the big number, the original
Okay.
number here. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't look like it. Like here's one, 770. Let's do 4. So you add up the digits, 7 plus 7 plus 4. What does that add up to?
7 plus 7 plus 4, 16.
Try again.
18.
18. Is 18 divisible by 3?
No,
Yes.
it is.
Yes. Yes. 18 divided by 3 is 6, or 6 times 3 is 18.
Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. Okay.
Well, it sounds like you haven't done this in a while.
I'm so rusty on this math.
Okay.
'Cause
Now,
I usually just use a calculator on my test for everything, so.
you are welcome to grab one. Like, please don't. I'm not the
Okay, yeah.
anti-calculator guy. I
I
don't.
haven't been doing like simple math like this in so
Okay.
long.
Do you have one? Do you got your
Yeah,
phone?
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got it.
All right. So there's a reason I'm asking you about the divisibility rule for 3, because when I give you this problem, when I say to reduce the square root of 45, you first try 2. Okay. When you're doing your factor ladder.
Yeah.
But 2
you always
does
start
not
with
work because it's odd.
Yeah,
So
because
then you
5.
try, 3. Do not try 5. Try 3. You got to do it in order.
You still can't do 3.
Yes, yes, you can. 4 plus 5 is
9.
9 divisible by 3.
Yeah.
So 45 is.
Oh, I thought you said, is it divisible by 2? We always start
Sorry.
with
Oh,
2.
I'm sorry. Yes, yes, I did say that, and I was unclear. Yeah,
Wait,
2
so
does.
do you always start with 3 or 2 or?
2. You always start with 2.
So it's just 2 doesn't obviously go in, so you move to 3.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
No
Yeah,
good.
I thought you said we always. I'm
Yeah.
trying to do it too.
Yes. Okay, so 45 is divisible by 3 because the digits add up to 9. 9 is a multiple of 3. That's a shortcut. Now, if you got a calculator, you could just sit there and divide
Yeah,
45 by
15.
3, 15. Then you try it again. Does 3 work again?
Yeah, 5.
And then 5. Okay. So what comes out? What stays inside?
Okay. The 3 comes out because it's a bundle, and then 5 goes out. So it
5
would be
stays.
3
5
and
stays
5.
in. 5
Wait.
stays in.
Oh, I keep getting in and out confused. Yeah, the 3 goes like right and 5 goes left.
Let's use that, right?
Yeah, that
And
I've
then
been doing it
left.
right. I just keep saying it wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here's one for you to try on your own, I think. Let's do a square root of 80. Try this one on your own.
Gotcha. There's a lot of 2s.
Yes.
Bundle up a pair. And then since I have two 2s. Oh, do I bundle up both of them because there's 2 pairs?
Yes.
Okay. And then how does that work out?
You bring a 2 out and then you bring another 2 out. What
Oh, I see. Okay.
what goes right?
5.
5. Now you multiply anything on the left or the right.
Okay.
So in this case, it'd be 4 square root 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, I know you know the answer to this. The square root of 100 is 10. Okay. I want
Yeah.
you to do it using the factor ladder to see that this works. So give this a try. You will find that the answer is 10, but
Yeah.
I want you to see it worked out this way. So give that a shot.
Okay.
I'll look up some more problems for us to do.
Gotcha.
Any questions on this? Any problems you're having?
No, I'm almost done with this.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
So notice that a 2 comes out or left, a 5 goes left. So it's 2 times 5 square root. What goes under the root though? Because there's nothing here. Yes.
1.
Yes.
Yeah,
And what is the square root of 1?
1.
1. And that's why it works. All right, let
Yeah.
me give you a couple more here. I'll give you one kind of not too difficult one and then one that's a little bit harder.
Okay, sounds good.
Reduce the square root of 56. And we'll move on to some other types of applications of this.
Gotcha. Alright, done.
What's your final answer?
Hold on. Let me double check this. And 2 and 2.7.
You mean two and 2 times 7. There's
Yeah,
no
I
decimals.
keep.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds right. Let me just show you this in case you want to look at it later on the replay. Okay, so a 2 definitely comes out, and that's what you said. Now here's how you have to speak it. You say 2 to me, square root, and I know to write the square root, and then you actually need to multiply those numbers together. Okay, so you would want to read the answer this way. 2, sorry, I've got my cursor, 2 square root 14, or 2 times the square root of 14. That's the way I'm looking for it. But if you wrote the right thing, that's good enough. Any questions on that before I give you another one to try?
No.
Okay. How do you think you did on your quiz last week?
I think I did pretty good, yeah.
When do you get your
Learned
grades
it
for that?
a little bit differently from how you taught it,
That's okay. It's
but
okay.
he might count me off on a little bit of points there for doing it because I think that's just how it works. But I think I did good though.
All right.
Like I got the same answers, I'm sure, but
Well, if you ever want to share a grade or you get a good grade and you want to share with me, I would, I do appreciate hearing that from you. So,
okay. I haven't got it in yet, but yeah.
all right, let's try this one. The square root of 72. Build that factor ladder and see what you come up with for
And
this.
when you're doing it like a problem like I was doing, how would you solve that? Would you just kind of do that, just start like doing that if that you
We
can factor the number?
Yeah, we're gonna do. This will be our last one of these, and then we'll do some of those.
Okay, but my answer was 2 and 18. Final one.
So there's a bit more that comes out here because you keep going. 18 is divisible by 2.
Yeah.
That's 9. 9 is 3 and
Oh, you're
3.
right. I keep just dividing it by the end number. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. So a 2 comes out, a 3 comes out, and then what's left over?
2.
Okay, so it's 6 square root 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just summarize what we just said here. The square root of 72 is 6 root 2. Okay, that's what we're doing here. That's the problems. Now, here's what you've been asking me. Here's what you just had me. I'll just make one up here. What is the square root of 2 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 12? Okay, this is a problem you might see. What you do is you multiply those numbers together. 2 times 3 times 12. So if you got a calculator, could you multiply those together for us?
Yeah. 2 times 3 times 12.
Yes.
72.
Square root of 72. So guess what you do from this point forward?
You just do the factor ladder.
You do exactly what we did in the previous problem. Okay. So the one you gave me, let me grab it here. It's square root of 2 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 11. You're going to multiply 2 times 4 times 11, which is 88, square root of 88, and you're going to build a factor ladder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this isn't hard at all.
No. Now there's a little bit of a shortcut that I could show you in time, but it's not worth getting into right now.
Yeah.
You have to be able to reduce a root. You will be doing that in this math class and your next one and then the one after that.
Okay.
So here you can see that the 2 comes out. But the 2 and the 11, they stay to the right.
Yeah.
2 square root of 22 is your final answer.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's try one more. Let's do the square root of 6 times the square root of 8. I'd like you to
Gotcha,
work that
gotcha.
out for me, please.
Gotcha. You just do 6 times 8, right?
Yep, square root of
Okay.
6 times 8, which is the square root of 48, and then you just build your factor ladder out of that.
Gotcha. Gosh, I'm like running out of paper. Two. I got 2 times 2 and then 3.
Square root of 3. Good.
Yeah.
So 4 square root 3.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so we're going to stop right there with